let's talk about how franchises, location marketers are listening to us today, with anywhere from dozen to hundreds or thousands of locations. What are some of those quick wins that we can help them with, give them some, tips and here or that. So to jump into this topic, can you give us a little bit of the overview of the local SEO landscape and why it's important for their success?
Sure. I'll just take a conversation I had this morning with the franchisor, I guess you call them. So they're in the home services business, and they had basically their cost per click or cost per lead has doubled from Google in the last year. And they have kind of left SEO up to the franchisees, and some invest in it, some don't, right? And so what they're seeing is, a decline in clicks from all sorts of channels, right? Not just SEO, but from paid as well, and a decline in profitability, right? And so what they were kind of struggling with is, how do we create an SEO program for our locations that's not a cookie cutter, one size fits all thing, but still like moves the needle, and is something we can afford, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think that conversation, one, it's not so different than it was 10 years ago, like the cost of paid keeps going up, that kind of thing. But what it said to me was that today, local businesses are under even more pressure to get more out of their online marketing budgets. And historically, SEO has been one of the more underinvested channels because it's so flaky, or it feels flaky. And so I think in any kind of marketing channel a franchise needs, or a local business needs, is you just need a kind of a steady, put one step in front of the other plan that over time is going to work for you. And I just don't think most local businesses and most franchises have that plan. It's ad hoc, or it's just like a line item on a paid media company's budget.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, right? The lack of consistency across the board and things like that. So what was what's on your mind when it comes to that? Like, if we're talking about, hey, we have hundreds of locations and we need to launch an SEO campaign, but we also want to allow each franchisees to have a little bit of customization or a little bit of their saying in their strategy, right?
Right.
What do you see happening there?
Well, I think there's a lot of different levers. First of all, it usually starts at the CMS level, content management system level. So does everyone have a different website? Is it all on a single website? How do we control brand consistency and best practices, right? So start with best practices. The easiest thing in the world is to figure out a best practices minimum investment or minimum types of things that a location can do, or anyone can do with a local business for SEO, and get that kind of implemented across the board. If you have everyone on a different website, it can be hard to do because everyone's doing their own thing. In fact, we've done a lot of research and done a lot of projects for franchises where we figured out that if you consolidate all of your location websites into a single national domain, you'll tend to do better. Your SEO tends to do better. Every time, in fact, we've done it, it's worked that way. So I think having a well-articulated process and system for doing SEO is the place to start. And of course, it's always, with franchisees, it's always herding kittens, but getting everyone on board with that minimum best practices thing is how to start.
And can you give us maybe three of those best practices that you typically tend to recommend? Obviously, without looking at a specific example, right? What would be your first three things that you would bring up on this type of conversation?
Oh, sure. First one, actually, we'll start with the kind of boring first one. So the first one is, make sure you have a Google business profile that is claimed, verified, and optimized. And by optimized, it means it's got everything that you can add to it, you've added. So you've added your services, you've added a description, you've added photos and videos and things like that. and it's properly categorized and located. And you can say the same for, let's say, the top local citations as well that are non-Google. So Bing, Apple Maps, Facebook, places where there's a lot of traffic where customers might find you. So that'd be number one thing. Make sure it links to a page on your website that targets the thing you want to rank for. So as an example, you might be an appliance repair company in Miami, and you have your homepage says appliance repair Miami, but you also want to rank for dishwasher repair. So, and you have a dishwasher repair Miami page. And so if you really want dishwasher repair, not just general appliance repair, link from Google Business Profile to your dishwasher repair page. You'll probably lose rankings for appliance repair, but you'll gain rankings for dishwasher repair. So things like that, figuring out like a basic strategy, and then making sure that you have service area pages where necessary if you're a service area business. So as you may know, it's very hard to rank well outside of your physical location. So if you're in uptown and you want to rank downtown, you kind of need a location downtown to really reliably rank well. So, but the next best thing is to create a downtown service area page and populate it with unique content. And you can't just do that in any type of search, any type of site business. You have to do the research to see whether Google's, let's just say, allowing businesses to do that and benefiting them. As an example, if you see outside of the local pack, those Google Maps listings, and we're usually talking about Google results here, if you see that Yelp and yellowpages.com, et cetera, are ranking well, or Angie's List or Home Advisor, then that's a good indication that you too can rank well with a page that just targets a city where you don't have a physical location. But you have to be careful and do it well.